I caught my wife holding hands with another man during my lunch break. It was an ordinary Tuesday, the kind of afternoon where time drags and the world feels like it's moving on autopilot for Marcus Hale, a dependable project coordinator at a busy software firm. The morning had been stressful, packed with meetings, code reviews, and back-to-back calls. By noon, his head throbbed, and his inbox felt like a battlefield. He needed a break. Not just a quick bite at his desk, but a real escape. Without thinking much, Marcus grabbed his keys and stepped away from the noise. He turned off his phone, got into his car, and drove aimlessly. His feet, or perhaps habit, guided him to a familiar corner of the city. Between a florist and a second-hand bookstore sat the Willow Bean, a small cafe he hadn't visited in years. It was where he and his wife Serena once spent lazy Sunday mornings, back when their love felt effortless and life seemed smaller. A bittersweet smile formed as he entered. The air smelled of espresso, vanilla, and memories. The barista didn't recognize him, but the cafe was unchanged. Same wooden booths, same low jazz playing in the background. Marcus ordered a turkey pesto panini and iced tea before settling into a window seat, craving a rare moment of peace. As he waited, he lazily scrolled through emails, glancing occasionally at the street outside. The city moved as usual, but suddenly the familiar turned strange. His gaze froze on a couple across the street. A woman with flowing auburn hair in a blue patterned dress, her hand linked with a man's arm. They laughed, leaning toward each other. It was Serena. His breath caught. Time seemed to stop. She was supposed to be at her architecture firm across town, yet here she was, walking arm in arm with a man Marcus didn't recognize. Tall, well-dressed, easy smile, the kind Marcus hadn't seen from her in months. They stopped right outside the cafe, faces inches apart. Then she did the thing that shattered him. She kissed his cheek and rested her head against his shoulder. Marcus couldn't hear words, but the scene screamed betrayal in his mind. His stomach sank. Hands went cold. There was no rational explanation, no innocent story to justify it. Yet a small, fragile hope whispered, maybe it's not what it seems. But the sinking weight in his chest denied it. Leaving his untouched food, Marcus tossed a few bills on the table and slipped outside, careful to remain unseen. He followed at a distance, heart pounding. Serena and the man strolled casually into a boutique. Marcus lingered at the window, watching her hold dresses against herself while he offered advice, smiling, touching her lower back in a way that turned Marcus' stomach. They didn't look like friends or co-workers. They looked like lovers. When they exited, they crossed the street and entered a boutique hotel, disappearing into the revolving doors without a glance back. Marcus froze on the sidewalk, legs numb. The truth hit hard. The woman he had built a life with was living a secret life, and he had stumbled upon it by accident. That night, Serena greeted him as usual, a kiss on the cheek, a casual, "Hey babe," offering to heat leftovers. Marcus stared at her, trying to reconcile the hotel woman with the one humming softly in their kitchen. He didn't confront her yet. He needed clarity, proof, answers she couldn't deny. So, he did what he never imagined. He hired a private investigator. The following weeks were excruciating. Every vague excuse she gave, every late office claim, felt like a fresh wound. When the investigator returned with a manila envelope, Marcus waited until nightfall to open it. Under the warm glow of a lamp, he sifted through photos, receipts, and reports. Serena had been seeing the man, Julian Maddox, a transferred architect, for nearly 4 months. Weekend trips, nights at boutique hotels, intimate messages filled with jokes and pet names. Marcus didn't sleep that night. The next morning, as Serena shuffled into the kitchen in her robe, Marcus sat at the table with a folder before him. "We need to talk," he said, calm but firm. Serena blinked, sensing something was wrong. "Okay, what's going on?" Marcus slid the folder toward her. She flipped through it, face paling, hands shaking. "I can explain," she whispered. "Don't," he said. "Not yet. Just tell me why." "I don't know, it wasn't supposed to mean anything. I didn't plan this. I was lonely. We've grown distant." "And that's not an excuse," Marcus said softly. You could have talked to me or left. Instead, you lied for months. Tears came fast, but Marcus felt only dull pain, like a fire reduced to ash. That night, he packed a bag and stayed at a friend's place. Within days, he filed for divorce. The betrayal ran too deep. Despite her pleas, texts, calls, tearful visits, Marcus never returned. Their home felt haunted by lies. Over time, Marcus rebuilt. Work absorbed him, weekend hikes restored him, photography awakened buried parts of himself. It was hard, some nights unbearable, but each day hurt a little less. One crisp autumn afternoon, photographing in the park, he watched a father spin his daughter beneath golden leaves. Laughter floated in the wind. Something stirred, not sorrow, but hope. Maybe life hadn't ended, only changed course. For the first time in a long while, Marcus smiled genuinely. His story wasn't one he wanted to tell, but it became one of endurance, clarity, and healing. In losing the love he thought eternal, he found the strength to choose himself again, and perhaps the start of something truly honest.